Got a lot to talk about today, going from running back prospects, more rumors, and the schedule kind of being released. What is up, Fin fans? Yes, we got a lot to talk about today. This video might be a lengthy one. This video might, this might be a long one. But we got a lot to talk about today. There's a lot of things that broke yesterday. Most of it rumors, and then we got to talk about the running back draft prospects. I will say this was probably one of the hardest ones I've done. I've only done 2 so far, but every running back that I kind of broke down, I wouldn't be upset with the Miami Dolphins taking. So let's just jump into it, and let me give you a real quick fun fact. Pro Football Hall of Fame quarterback Bob Greasy is believed to be the first NFL quarterback to wear eyeglasses in a game. He was forced to in 1977 because of problems with his contact lenses. Quick little fun fact. So I'm going to give you guys, we're going to talk about a few things, and then we're going to jump into the running back prospects. First, the schedule is said to be released around May 9th. Now, that is awesome because we'll get to see the schedule. I'll be able to book my flight down to Miami and get the tickets and do all that things because I'll know which game we're going to. But then on the other hand, I might have to pump the brakes on that one because normally the schedule comes out around this time of year. Normally it comes out about a week or 2 before the draft. And the fact that it's coming out May 9th after the draft, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. We'll see. Keep our fingers crossed. Hope that, everything pans out. But just so you know, May 9th, they're saying around May 9th, the schedule will be released. The other thing, now, again, guys, today is April 1st. I pride myself on not clickbaiting you guys. I pride myself on not trying to get you guys to view my videos by making, hellacious titles and trying to drag it in. I want the truth, and I want you guys to want to watch it because you know what you're going to get in these videos. Today's April 1st. There's a lot of rumors going out there. I saw one of you guys tweet at me, hey, Cam Newton just signed with the Patriots, for a $100 million deal. Patriots have $800,000 in cap space. They're not signing anybody. But yesterday, it kind of came out, Armando Salguero talked about this, that the rumor is the Miami Dolphins, tell me if you heard this one before, really want to get the number 1 pick and take Joe Burrow. I've literally heard this 2 months ago. It's doing a full rotation. I started with the Dolphins wanted Joe Burrow. They're getting the number 1 pick. Now they want the Detroit Lions. Nope, they want the Redskins. I'm not believing any of it until I hear it. So, yeah, that rumor's out there. Should you believe it? No. Not because today's April Fool's Day. The article came out yesterday, but because we've heard this before, fellas. No. Don't believe it. And the other thing, the NFL owners have officially confirmed the playoff standing, but not for this year, for 2021. Again, I don't know if they're worried about this year and all that stuff, but for next year, 2021, the playoff schedule is confirmed. And real quick, I did a great collab with fantasy football counselor. I couldn't get that out. Great YouTuber. I'm actually trying to do more things with him. I'm going to be his Miami Dolphins guy when it comes to fantasy football and all that stuff. I will link the video below. Go over it, check it out. He's getting a lot of the NFL YouTubers, Jets, Patriots, Bills, Titans, a bunch of, NFL YouTubers over there. And he's picking each of them to be the voice of their team, and he chose me. So be sure to go over and check that video out. Let's jump into this. Let's jump into the meat, the reason you're watching this video. Now, I reached out to you guys on Twitter and here in the community section. Again, go to the homepage, community. That's where I post things if you don't have a Twitter. I wanted to know your guys. This is going to be the comment of the day. I wanted to know what you guys thought of. Who is your favorite running back coming into this draft? Now, on YouTube, I got 822 votes. I have 10,000 subscribers. What are the other 9,000 so are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. 822 votes, and Swift came in first. 44% of you guys liked him best. Then J.K. Dobbins, 31%. Taylor, 22%, and coming in last with a measly 3% is Helaire. Some of you guys were asking me why wasn't Cam Akers in there. I can only really fit that much on there, but I will be talking about Cam Akers, and you'll be surprised where I have Cam Akers ranked compared to this chart. And then when we go to Twitter, it's a little bit different on Twitter. About 397 of you guys voted on there, and J.K. Dobbins came in first with 42.8% of the votes. Swift came in second with 33.5%. Taylor, third again, 19.9%. You guys don't like Taylor, apparently. You guys like Dobbins or Swift a little bit better. And Helaire, again, with a 3.8, came in the bottom. So let's jump into this. I'm going now, like I said to you guys, I had a hard time with this one because a lot of these guys have good things and bad things, but a lot of them are sound good running backs that I would not be upset if the Miami Dolphins took. It took me, I've been working on this sucker for a minute, I can't even tell you how many days, from just looking at stuff, watching tape on them, and just like, I can't rank them. Like, I'm having such a hard time giving a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like it would be like 1A, 1B, 1C, 1. Like, it's very hard for me. So again, this is my opinion. If you guys have a difference of opinion, I hope you do. I always appreciate the differences of opinions from you guys. But this was hard for me, and this in no correlation to who's better or who's worse necessarily. It's just more, when I was researching them and looking at their stuff, I liked someone's play style a little bit more. I liked their physicality, their body type, all that stuff. Let's jump into it. Number 5, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, running back, LSU. He's 5'7", 207 pounds, ran a 4.6 40. It's not too great. It's not bad, but when it comes to a running back, when it comes to the other running backs on this chart, he's the slower of all of them. He's got great decision-making, responding to defenders in the hole. The guy knows which hole to hit. He knows, he doesn't stutter. He doesn't kind of like, and wait and then get tackled for a loss. That's a lot of things that have happened this past offseason, especially. That was a big thing with Balazs coming out of college. He had a hard time being decisive on which hole to hit and to just go, man. Just go. Natural runner, great at confusing defenders. Now, what does that mean at the point of contact? My brain is just not working today. He knows when to wait. He knows when to hit the right hole. He knows when to be decisive on it and quick. Confuse those defenders at the line. He's quick. He's quick with his feet. He's great with his feet. He's good at making cuts. He's good at also squeezing in there. A lot of times with this offensive line, with offensive lines in general, some running backs want that gaping hole, Moses splitting the Red Sea, like, just take off. Sometimes you got to be able to squeeze in between these small blocks, these little ones, and get through, and he's very good at that. Got great body control on making moves, and what that means is he's not going to, if he's doing a juke or if he's doing a spin, he doesn't drag it out. He doesn't leave his body. He doesn't make it too long of a move. It's quick and decisive, and really can get them. Legs turning through contact, which is very important as a running back. Some of these smaller Darren Sproles type running backs, they might get hit and they're done. Their run is done. And then there's some running backs that they'll get hit and they'll keep moving the pile. They'll keep moving the pile and they'll keep pushing forward for that first down, touchdown, whatever it needs to be. And when it comes to, you're going to hear me talk about this a lot with these running backs when it comes to route running and catching and also pass blocking. Those are very important. Yes, the running part is important, but I also want my running back to be able to catch out of the backfield and pass block. It's very big. Kenyon Drake struggled with that, and then he came into his same thing with Balazs. Still struggles with that. He does have great route running and good hands out of the backfield. Now, his cons. He's a one-speed runner. And what that means is, he takes off and that's it. Sometimes some of these running backs can get to a second gear. Once they get into that open field, you'll see them all of a sudden separate from the defenders and take off. That's something you're looking for, kind of a one-speed runner. Not good at pass blocking face on. What that means is if you got a blitzer coming up the gap, if you got a blitzer coming off the edge, you hit him face on, face to face. Here's the defender, here's you. Hit him and block him. This guy a lot of times likes to throw his body at him. Sometimes he'll miss, and that will cause sacks. Short arms, so his catch radius isn't that great. If you've watched video of Christian McCaffrey, the dude can just snatch the ball out of the air when he's catching passes, even if they're floaters over his head and bad catches. And he's got average power at goal line. Yes, I said that he can churn through contact, but when it comes to the goal line, when it comes to these big, beefy DTs and linebackers trying to stop him, he's kind of average at that. Now, this is a guy that is definitely going to be drafted in the first 3 rounds, probably late second, but I see him as my 5th, so I definitely see him going in the 2nd round. I don't really see many running backs going in the 1st round. I could be wrong. A lot of people are wrong about projecting where people are going to get drafted. I see him as a 2nd round pick. Then my number 4 is Cam Akers, running back, Florida State, 5'10", 217 pounds, ran a 4.47. And that's where I'm talking about the speed difference between Helaire and these other running backs, whereas Akers ran a 4.47, 4.46, a 4.6, not 4.46, a 4.6 from Helaire. So we got Cam Akers, running back from Florida, downhill runner, proactive and athletic, gonna run you over. This is a good thing and a good attribute for your running back. You want a downhill runner. You want a guy who's going to run, not side to side. You know, sometimes you got like Barry Sanders was dynamic. He was great running back, but a lot of times he would lose yards, break off a 30, lose yards. You know what I'm saying? Because he was Swifty, little guy, trying to do his thing. You want that downhill runner, can identify blitzers and hit him in the face. Great. I want my running back to be able to block when he needs to. He's very good at running his routes and his hands. Strong lower body and base. Again, downhill runner is going to move the people in front of him, run through him. Sticks foot in the ground, gets upfield. The more I watch this guy, the more I liked him. I like these type of running backs. I don't want, yes, you know, if you dance around too much, like if you ever watch Le'Veon Bell behind the line of scrimmage, not saying he dances around too much, sometimes he'll stop. He'll like kind of stop and like dance a little bit, waiting for the hole and then bust it. This running back doesn't do that. He's going to run forward, run through you. And he's got good, long speed, beats the angles. Now, what does that mean? A lot of times when you're running and these corners or safeties or linebackers are trying to hit you at a certain angle, he's got that good long speed where he can get around them. And when they try to get him, that's where you see the guys try to swipe at their feet. He's got those good long angles. Cam Akers, physical, tough running back, great at pass blocking. Now, here are his cons. Inconsistent production. Now, this production could be from a change of scheme. It could be a change from the offensive line. It could be a change from some things, but inconsistent. In 2017, he had 1,025 yards, 7 touchdowns. Good first year as the starter. 2018, 706 yards, 6 touchdowns. Goes down a little bit. And then his last year, and now the year that everyone looks at, 1,144 yards and 14 touchdowns. Huge jump in production. So it's a little inconsistent. One thing about him is not too elusive. Like I keep saying about this guy, he's a very physical, very run you over. Think more like Frank Gore style, you know, Marshawn Lynch. Marshawn Lynch can make you miss, but he's more of a guy that's going to run you over. He's going to stiff arm you. So he's not that elusive in space. He's not too great in pass protection or really in the passing aspect of his game when it comes to route running and his hands. Needs a little bit of work on that, but that's something you can work on. These are things that can be taught. Like I said, he's a physical guy, can hit you in the face. He is a guy that I can see going early to mid-second round. I don't think he'll be a first rounder. I think that the other guys I'm going to talk about will probably go ahead of him. I know a lot of you guys have talked about Cam Akers and said you like Cam Akers, and probably think that he's the best running back in this draft. I've seen some position breakdowns where they said Cam Akers was number 1 to them. I see why. Very physical running game, very physical running back, run you over, run down the field. For me, I like a combination of elusiveness and the physicality, and I also want him to be good at pass blocking a little bit better and have better hands. So that's the reason I have him at number 4. Hey, you might have him higher. Don't kill the messenger. Then we got number 3. Now, 3, 2, and 1 were very hard for me. Very, very hard for me. I liked number 3, and then I started to really do more research on number 3 compared to 2 and 1. And then you'll see why. I'll tell you why I picked 1. And this is the guy I want the Dolphins to draft, the number 1 guy. Not at number 1, but the number 1 guy. But my number 3 is J.K. Dobbins, running back, the Ohio State. 5'9", 209 pounds. He did not run a 40. Did not run a 40, so I don't know what his 40 is. There was no pro day, so I don't really know what his 40 is. He performed well in big games. Now, if you guys watched, the playoffs last year, he did very well in those playoff games. He was constantly productive, running down the field, doing his thing. Never missed a game and played through the pain. This is a good thing, but also this could be a bad thing. And you'll see in the cons. Makes contact, moves forward. He's another physical, big running back. Drops and finishes with a pop. He's going to run you over, and he's going to make sure you know. Think Ricky Williams. Now, am I saying he's like Ricky Williams? Am I saying he has a college career like Ricky Williams? No. But he's that type of running back. If you remember Ricky, he would run to the sideline and hit you before he went out of the sideline. Runs effective, doesn't get cute, meaning he's not trying to run backwards. Here's the first down. Oh, I can get 4 more yards if I kind of just do a long circle and go back. No, I'm going to just run right through you. Very good at picking up the gap blitz. We'll figure it out and then light them up, and very effective at slip screens, where all of a sudden you think this man's blocking you. All of a sudden he goes right out, drop the ball off to him, does his thing. Another good physical running back, has the productivity, has been playing throughout all of his college career. Very good running back. Now here's his cons. He needs to improve his route running and his skill set. He's a very physical, big running back, but then when it comes to passing and getting out there, he's a big guy. So he doesn't move as great as you would want him to. A lot of his receiving production came out of a lot of his slip screens and a lot of him kind of just sneaking out the back, dropping the ball off to him. The man, now, his plus is that he's a physical guy. He's going to run you over. He's going to make you not want to tackle him. But that also could be his negative, where sometimes he doesn't need to take a hit. Sometimes he could just, end the run, get out of bounds, do his thing. And especially nowadays, especially with the type of college career he had, where he was constantly playing, constantly in there, you might want to be a little bit smarter and avoid the contact if it doesn't need to be done. Elongate your NFL career, elongate your football career. And then, his quickness, his stop-go quickness, it's below average, but he's a big guy. He's more of that running style bull back. Again, think of Frank Gore, think of Marshawn Lynch, think of these types of big guys. We're just going to run you over. They're not going to get cute. They're going to run you over, stiff arm you, and get moving forward. This guy is probably in talks, and I think he came in and met with the Dolphins. He had a draft visit with the Dolphins before all this stuff happened. Everything got locked down. He's in play with the Dolphins. All 3 of these guys I'm about to name are in play with the Dolphins. Early second round, maybe even a first rounder for certain teams. I will talk about the teams that I think could go for these guys with their first pick. Not their first. I'll talk about it. But definitely a second rounder, late first rounder for this gentleman. Now, my 2 and my 1. My 2 and my 1. This was hard for me. A lot of this came down to I liked my number 1 because of his attributes and his combination of things. So before I keep just dragging this out like I'm trying to be all like suspenseful, let's just talk about him. My number 2 running back is DeAndre Swift, running back, Georgia. 5'9", 215 pounds, ran a 4.48. Again, if you see what I'm talking about, Swift 4.48, Akers 4.47, Helaire 4.6, and that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about Helaire didn't have a great 40. Now, let's talk about the pro for DeAndre Swift. He's a physical runner. Quick burst, cuts, plants foot on the outside of his frame, and that's good. If a lot of those guys that you see juke, if they can really get you by getting their foot out there to really direct the defender thinking that he's going that way, they'll hits that foot and goes. It's a quick physical runner. Allows blocks to form, then he works off of them. Think Le'Veon Bell. Like I talked about, you'll see it. Go back and watch some of his film, Le'Veon Bell. He sometimes waits there. Get the ball, run, and he'll kind of hop, and then wait, and then boom, hit the hole and go. Great. That's what you want. You don't want to be pushing your offensive lineman in the back, pushing them over to keep going. You kind of want your offensive lineman to be helping you. He's got good vision, quick decision in tight holes. That's what you want. You want them to be able to make a decision and go, not be indecisive, standing there, and then tackle for a loss. You want them to make their decision, go. This play is to hit the A gap, the B gap, or the C gap. Okay, I'm going. I'm going. Oh, it's not there. I'm just going to go. I'm going to go, and I'm not going to stand. He's good in all aspects of the pass protection. That's good. And this is why he's number 2 to me, because that's important to me. Pass protection and catching balls out of the backfield, very, very good to me. Catches balls cleanly and consistently. We saw what happens, a.k.a. Balaj, when you don't catch them good and cleanly. Knows where to sit to help the quarterback. Now, what the heck are you talking about, Doug? A lot of times, running backs will stay in the block. It's like a block and release, essentially. They'll stay in the block, and then all of a sudden they'll release. Like they'll take the guy out, and then they'll release. And he knows where to find that opening in the 5-yard area of the quarterback to be his safety release to get at the ball. Very good at that, and great character and work habit. That's very important, especially when it comes to the Miami Dolphins, especially when it comes to Brian Flores. This is why he's number 2 to me. I like a lot of these attributes. I'll tell you why my number 1 is my number 1. His cons. He makes wrong decisions at time in space. What that means is, he could have all this space in front of him. He'll think to himself, oh, I can truck this guy. Let me truck this guy. He gets tackled. And he could have had more yards. Oh, let me spin. Let me juke. Instead of just running, making your decisions, going this way, going that way, he tries to be cute. In turn, gets tackled, or in turn, could have done more with what he did. Bubbles on outside runs. And what that means by bubbling on outside runs is, I wish I could draw a diagram for you guys. When you go on an outside run, you just want to hit the outside and go. He tends to go up and around to try to go around these defensive ends, go around the linebackers trying to get him, instead of just going to the sideline, running a straight line to the sideline and hitting that corner and going. He bubbles it, curves it a little bit too much. Nagging injuries. He never missed a game, but he always had these nagging injuries that could become worse in the NFL. That is probably one of my main reasons why I have him number 2. And his ball security. He has a very, his fumbles to carries, it could be better. So he has ball security. This guy is going probably late first round. Like I said, I'll talk about some of the teams that are running back needy teams. Him, like I said, Dobbins, and my number 1 are definitely in play for the Miami Dolphins with either that 26th pick or in the second round. But I could see DeAndre Swift going late first round, early second. I don't know if I could really see a running back going mid first. I think some other players are up there when it comes to rankings, but he is definitely up there as one of the best. Now, my number 1. Imagine if I threw you guys for a loop and I said Zach Moss from Utah. He's not a bad running back, but he's not my number 1. My number 1 running back is Jonathan Taylor, or as some people like to say, they take my number 1 and my number 2, makes them together, Taylor Swift. Jonathan Taylor, running back, Wisconsin. He's 5'10", 226 pounds. Now, look at the other running backs I was talking about. He's 5'10". Swift is about an inch shorter, 5'9". J.K. Dobbins, 5'9". Cam Akers, same height, little lighter. Jonathan Taylor's a bigger guy, got about 10 pounds on him. And then you got Helaire, 5'7", 207. So Jonathan Taylor's a big man. He's 5'10", 226. But that's not what gets you. That's not what brings you in. Ran a 4.39 40. A 4.39 40. For 5'10", 226. 4.39. He's impressive when it comes to his size, his speed, his power. He's got the speed to go behind that 226 5'10" frame. You don't see that often. Now, he can run you over, but also he can burn you. Once he gets into the open field, once he gets past the defenders, he is gone. Runs behind his pads, and he falls forward. He finishes his runs. Love that. Impressive twitch elusiveness for his size. Like I said, he's 5'10", 226. 5'10" isn't that tall. But having that 226, 226 pounds, 4'39", big, and he's elusive. Patient, waiting for the blockers. I told you guys, I love that. Got to wait for these things to open up. Receiving threat in 2019, he has very reliable hands. What did I say? What did I say that I like about running backs? His pass blocking, he squares up his hips, and he makes sure he blocks the guys blitzing. Pass blocking, check. Pass, in the pass game, running, catching, check. Big physical guy, check. Has the speed, check. That's why he's my number 1. Now, yes, here's my cons, ball security issues. 18 fumbles in 41 games. Not good. That is not a good thing. But that can be taught. Remember Tiki Barber with the New York Giants. The man was a fumbling machine. Coughlin came in high and tight, taught him the right way to hold the ball security. Fumbles went down. Fumbles happen in the NFL, people. I know a lot of people got on Kenyon Drake about him and his fumbling, especially at certain points in the game where he would fumble. It happens in the NFL. Look up some of the greatest running backs of all time. They all fumble. He's got a little bit of wear and tear. 300 touches a year for 3 years. He's got a little bit of wear and tear. That does worry me. I want him to be our running back for the next 6 years at least. But running backs are a dime a dozen. You can always rotate them in. But it does worry me. Wear and tear, 300 touches a year. Not powerful pile mover. So he's not going to get behind the pile and start moving it, but he is that physical back where he does fall forward, but not really there. And then he has a limited catch total with high drop. So yes, I said he has reliable hands, but he does tend to drop the ball. Again, another thing that can be taught. So Jonathan Taylor would probably be my number one pick at running back for the Dolphins at pick 26. If he's still there, I would take him with that first pick in the second round. I would prefer to probably go quarterback, offensive lineman with 5, 18, address what we didn't address with number 5, and number 26, like a Winfield or maybe some type of safety in that area. But that is my top 5 running backs in this NFL draft. Now, I said to you guys, I will talk about some of the running back needy teams that these running backs will go to. Miami Dolphins. We need a running back. Yes, we picked up Jordan Howard. Yes, we have Gaskins. We have Laird. My brain completely shut off when I was thinking of our own team. Yes, but we still need that type of running back, and the Miami Dolphins will definitely be drafting a running back because, yes, Jordan Howard is all fine and dandy, but I still want somebody to take over for him because he didn't sign that long of a contract. The Rams will definitely be drafting a running back. They traded Todd Gurley. Don't have much behind Todd Gurley. The Eagles will definitely be drafting a running back. They had Sanders. They had Holyfield. Sanders, 878 yards last year. That's not bad, but they could do better. They can do way better. Miami Dolphins had the quarterback was their top runner. The Lions have Johnson, 403 yards. They will definitely be drafting a running back. The Steelers, wish they had a first-round pick, don't they? Connor only had 464 yards, and he had a nagging injury last year. I know Steelers fans are going to get mad at me. Every time I talk about their team and I say anything negative, they want to get all up in their feelings. And the Redskins, yes, they had Adrian Peterson, 898 yards, but Adrian Peterson is getting up there in age. I could definitely see the Redskins drafting a running back. So all these teams, Dolphins, Rams, Eagles, Lions, Steelers, Redskins, definitely drafting running backs. And this is where I see these 5 running backs that I listed going from round 1, ASN to round 1 to the second round, potentially into the third round. So be sure to comment below. I want to hear your top 5. Your top 5 is definitely going to be different from mine, just from looking at the polls I did. A lot of you guys were asking me about Cam Akers. Why isn't he on the list? A lot of you guys had, Jonathan Taylor one. Some of you guys had Swift one. Some of you guys had J.K. Dobbins one. I want to hear it. Comment below. And there is no comment of the day because the comment of the day was the poll. I'm going to start doing that where I poll you guys on, all right, this is my next video because my next video is going to be wide receivers, which I'm going to be doing live with you guys Saturday, 1 p.m. Be sure to come hang out. We're going to talk about these wide receivers there. But I'm going to start polling. After that is offensive lineman. I'm going to poll you guys. Who's your favorite, best offensive lineman? All that stuff. But be sure to comment below. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. Thank you guys for hanging out this long. It was a long video. And if you got to this point, I really, really do appreciate it. Go over, check me out on Twitter and Instagram. Breaking news, all that stuff. Be careful today. It is April Fool's. Don't believe everything you hear. I will let you know if it's true or not. I will do my research, go into Adam Schefter, go into all these guys and try to find out if it's true or not. But yeah, be sure to do that. Also check out the Bit Boys. Great games. Resident Evil 3 Remake is coming out Thursday. Hopefully I get my copy. It's going to be mailed to me, and I'm going to put that stuff out on the channel. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. You like the series. You like me breaking down all of these draft prospects. You also like these longer videos. This video is probably about 30 minutes. And again, I do greatly appreciate you guys making it all the way to the end, watching it with me, and then hitting that thumbs up. So I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Check out DolphinsTalk.com. Great website, great Dolphin content over there. I'm part of it. Beat writers, all that stuff. I've been on their podcast. Check it out. Other than that, hit that subscribe button. If you don't hit the bell, you won't know that I'm live Saturday, 1 p.m. I'll start one more time. And you won't know about when all the new videos come out. Other than that, I will see you guys probably Friday with my next video. And then I'll see you Saturday live, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.